All right, and we are live. Welcome back in, everybody, to another edition of the Young Guns podcast. We've got a lot to talk about today, especially after a New York Giants win, which seems like a a rare
Well, yeah,
moment
twice
in
in seven
Giants
weeks. It
history.
is pretty
Right?
rare.
Just a rare moment in history right now with this New York Giants team. We got a lot of news coming up. We have potentially an Evan Ingram trade. Jabril Peppers put on IR. We brought in a safety, J.R. Reed, in his place, another Georgia Bulldog, and obviously we have a lot to talk about when it comes to this defense, how it looked on Sunday, and how it can carry over. How it can carry over for the rest of the season, and also how the offense played. The offense played a little better despite not having all their weapons. So
And a
we'll
little
get
bit
into
of
all of
Evan
that.
Ingram rumors as well.
Right, exactly. So we'll get into all of that, guys. Thank you guys for popping in here. Jaden the champ in the building. Sunday, as always. Hey, Sunday. What's going on, Sunday? Big Blue in the Bronx says, nice. I know exactly what he's talking about because this is episode 69
Yeah, it
of the
is.
Young Guns podcast. And I caught that. Big Blue in the Bronx. Nice, nice. Edward Chan in the building. C Bands in the building. And hold on, is this the real Justin Panic? It's got to
It's
be the real
gotta be.
Justin
Yeah,
Panic.
it says bleeding blue. So what up,
It's
Justin? How you
it's
doing?
so it's so hard to differentiate sometimes because some people just like try to act like other people out there. So I appreciate you popping in here, Justin. Wolves in the building. Thank you so much. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my guy, the Hub. His link is also in the description below. But how are you doing, man? Especially after this, like I said, a rare Giants win. How are you doing today?
I've already kind of come down from the highs of the win. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like obviously when we won was amazing. After we won, the day after was amazing, and then Tuesday was okay, and now I'm back down to like, all right, let's focus on the next matchup, which is what I'm doing right now. Because that Carolina win, it was nice. The reason I loved it so much, I loved it more than the Saints win, for example, is because we saw the defense finally show up in four quarters, which is something I was saying all stream long when we were calling the game. The defense is the best defense in the NFL if the NFL was only a quarter long, holding every other team to like 0 points. And this was a game where they finally showed up in quarter 2, 3, and 4. And that's
Hmm.
really why I love them more because the defense honestly has no excuse to have been as bad as it was. And they were the single reason we won this game. Yeah, shout out to Daniel Jones for doing what he does best this entire year, which is show up and basically carry the team as much as he can. But once again, he's been doing that the entire year, and it's clear he needed more help, and he got that in the form of the defense.
Yeah, I guess it's fair to say that this is the most balance of a performance that the Giants have put up in recent memory. Like usually, it's always like either the defense really saves us or the offense really saves us, or we can never have everybody playing well or both sides of the ball playing well. But in this game, definitely both sides of the ball played well. Obviously, the offense lacked in the beginning. The offense picked it up towards the end with the help of the defense, but they were just helping each other at that point. Um, and you brought some good points there as well. And this Giants team, obviously, we're not going to be doing this to every single team we come across, especially against this new matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. But what the Giants pretty much did in this game is just take advantage of the other team's mistakes. This Carolina Panthers team was in the same situation as the New York Giants were in right now. They had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of guys banged up on offense and defense. A lot of these guys were injured. A lot of these guys were brought up from the practice squad. So the Panthers were in the exact situation as we were in, and it was pretty much of who can make the less mistakes. And obviously, you look at Sam Darnold, man, he was seeing ghosts back at MetLife Stadium, and the Giants put a number on him, man. They could not block us at all. I said it. I said it last week on this show. I said we have a chance of taking this game because you look at their offensive line. If we can't create a pass rush on that offensive line, what can we do?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, and we had 6 sacks against that offensive line. So I think for most part, this is the most balanced we've seen this New York Giants team in recent memory. Man, it's been a while since we had a really good outing like that. I would say since 2014, when we beat the Washington Redskins at the time, the 45-14
Mm-hmm.
away. But that was like the best win we've had in 8 years.
I mean, I agree with you, and I've said it millions of times since then, even though it's only been 3 days. But that's because how much you've been talking about it. I just touched something under my desk, And I was like, what in the world was that? It's
Oh
because
God.
I got a bin right under here, right? So I
Right.
do have a bin right under here, and it was just the lotion bottle. I was like, what did I just touch,
Got
man?
your lotion bottle next to your computer, I
Yeah.
see.
So I don't know why the lotion is in this bin, bro. Don't ask me. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I said a ton of times, even though it's only been 3 days since the win, that that it was the best win at home since 2012. It was the first time we
Mhm.
won a game by 22 points since 2012, which you think about.
I know that's absolutely insane. I heard Talking Giants the first time I heard that was when Talking Giants said it on their podcast, and I was like, oh my gosh, and
Yeah, they brought
that's
it up. They
insane.
the Fox, it was Fox, right? Yeah, Fox brought it
Mm,
up like right after we
okay,
won the game. They brought that up.
okay. Well, uh, I don't want to harp on it too much because obviously that game was a couple of days ago. But I don't know. I like you said, I'm kind of coming down from that high because I kind of realized the team that we did beat, and you'll take a win wherever. I mean, I'll take a win wherever, obviously. But we're moving on to a way better team, a team that is down in the dumps right now, not doing well as expected. But we got some other stuff to talk about that's been happening in recent news here. Jabril Peppers. We'll start with Jabril Peppers. Um, from what we thought wasn't going to be too bad of an injury because he played through most of it throughout the game. He went out. He's now on IR with a ruptured ACL tear.
Mm-hmm.
With
Out for the
ACL or
season.
MCL. Yeah, out for the season. Also had an ankle injury to like a cherry on top right there too. Also had an ankle injury, which is awesome. But he's out for the season, and this is big for the Giants and Jabril because Jabril's on a contract year. The Giants took his 5th-year option. He's on a contract year. He needs to be re-signed. Do you think that First of all, what do you think about the injury? And second off, I mean, do you think we're bringing him back?
So with the injury, obviously, I feel very bad for Jabril. He's a guy that he really is a leader on the defense, at least vocally, at least in the locker room, and last year for sure on the field as well, but not so much this year, right? And I'll get into that in a second. But he's somebody that since he got here as a New York Giant, he was he almost immediately took that Landon Collins spot. We know he replaced Landon Collins, but he literally took Landon Collins' spot both as a strong safety and as the leader of men on that team. But then, like I said, even though his performance reflected it for the most part this year, and you could say it's because of him, I think it's because of what it has been for every other defensive player, which is a combination of scheme, a combination of not everybody showing up, just a lot of things going wrong. He's been very hit or miss this year with the Giants. And he hasn't even seen the field that much. So that also plays into it, right? He's probably not even getting into a good rhythm in the games because there was times where they're playing Xavier McKinney more than him. There's times where they're playing Logan Ryan and Julian Love more than him. They've been very inconsistent with his snap count.
Hmm.
But he's been hit or miss, right? And so that was already going to pose a question as to whether or not we're going to re-sign him. Even before that, it was a question whether or not we're going to re-sign him because of the fact that we extended Logan Ryan. There was already a bunch of questions floating around there, and now you throw in the fact that the dude ruptures his ACL. It's really not boding well for him. I know that Joe Judd said today or yesterday, one out of the two, there was a quote that was released that he said he'd be happy to have Jabril back, and he let
Hmm.
Jabril know that. And I was like, I would be happy to have Jabril back as well, but like, I'm not paying him more than what he earned on his rookie contract, and that's that. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm
First
not
of
going
all,
more than what he earned in his rookie contract, and even if his rookie contract might be a lot because he was a first round pick, so that was a good amount of money.
yeah, and first of all, we don't even have going into 2022, we don't have a lot of cap space. We don't have much. We spent just about every nickel and dime that we had in this free agency. That we're probably going to have to make more moves with readjusting, and it all depends, obviously, if some players are willing to do that. I mean, hell, we already did it to James Bradbury and Blake Martinez about 3 or 4 times at this point. But guys, there are some guys that we'll be able to let go of. Unfortunately, Blake Martinez's contract going into 2022 seems kind of like just like the Kevin Zeitler contract. It just looks too good not to do,
Mm-hmm.
too good not to release him and save that money. And that's pretty much how Dave Gettleman really orchestrated these and designed these contracts was for us to have, an early out, right before a contract does end. Just like a Kevin Zeitler's contract. Well, I think Kevin Zeitler's contract wasn't designed by us, but Blake Martinez and guys like that. So, I mean, we're not going to have a lot of money going into next season. I don't know how much exactly that is, but it's not going to be enough. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, the safeties franchise tag is kind of cheap. I'm like, even so, I don't see us throwing out $12 million for Jabril Peppers when we already
Hmm.
have Logan Ryan is technically under contract. We don't know if he'll stay with the team next year, but he's technically under contract until what, 2023. So he's in it. He's in it for at least next year. So and then obviously you have Xavier McKinney, who's been getting more of a role here. And if you see him, I was just watching the film earlier. I'm almost done. I started in the third quarter. I'm like in the middle of the third quarter right now, looking at it. But Xavier McKinney is playing a bigger role now. They're starting to like push Jabril Peppers slowly out of the mix here. Xavier McKinney is being thrown around at center field safety. They're putting him at dime corner. So he's been moving around a lot as well. So I don't really know what the future is for Jabril Peppers, but it might. I would say it's probably not with the New York Giants. And somebody mentioned Blake Martinez won't be a Giant next year. Sadly, yeah, Max Webster says that. I completely agree. I
But
don't
I need to
believe
hear why
he'll
people
be
are
here.
saying this, man. I really do.
I love Blake Martinez just as much as the next person, but he's probably going to demand too much money. And it's like I said, it's like that Kevin Zeitler's contract last year. Kevin Zeitler was the best offensive lineman on that team. The only thing is that his contract looked too juicy not to get rid of. Like, you were saving $12 million there. I mean, that's a lot to get out of a contract for. And you're only eating up $2 million or so, however much we ate up for Kevin Zeitler. I mean, why would you not do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, no
Hmm.
matter, like, where the team is at right now as a team, and you need to save money somehow. That's kind of what you have to do sometimes, especially if this team is going to be looking to rebuild. If you're going to be a rebuilding team, you really don't want big contracts on your roster. You want to have as much rookie contracts as you can. If you get veterans in here, or maybe even somewhat star players in here, you want to get them for relatively cheaper contracts. And I know Blake Martinez wasn't making too much to begin with anyway, but remember how many times we restructured his contract. So he's going to be making more than originally planned. So Blake Martinez will be making a lot. I have to check Spot Rec for that. I don't know if you're pulling that up right now. I mean, let me check Spot Rec for Blake Martinez's contract. But yeah, like I said, man, I don't know what the future is for Jabril Peppers and Blake Martinez. These guys have season-ending
They
injuries,
did restructure it, right? So is that what you?
right?
Let me pull up somebody else that they restructured, which is James Bradbury, and I've seen people even saying that Bradbury might not be part of the team next year. I'm just like,
I agree with
I,
that too. I would
but
agree.
it's not like they've been terrible for us. They haven't even been bad for us.
Right, but that's not the point though. That's
Hmm.
not the point. Like Blake Martinez played great for us, but that's not the point. James Bradbury, although you guys can say what you want about James Bradbury, I don't think he was playing too. I don't think he's as bad as everybody says he was this season. But he's another guy where if the money's right and the Giants say, hey, or whoever's in that GM office and the front office, they're going to be looking at these contracts saying, how can we save money? How can we get more free agents in here, save money? Because I'll tell you one thing. I'm looking at the film right now, and would I want to keep Blake Martinez on a on a big $10 million contract, or would I try to keep Benardrick McKinney around here? He was jumping out on film to me when I was
We
watching
have
him.
one game. Let's
No,
calm
no,
down.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, would I want to try to get some veteran free presence in here for a way cheaper contract, or do I want to does Blake Martinez affect our game so much to the point where we have to spend this $10 million? Not saying is he
Hmm.
worth it, because he's definitely worth it, but do we have to spend that money? And try to allocate it somewhere else. That
Hmm.
that was the kind of dilemma that we went through with Leonard Williams. We're like, yes, I guess technically he deserves that $21 million, but could we have allocated it somewhere else where obviously it needs some help, just like the edge rushing unit. Could we have used some of that money for edge rushing unit and then use the rest of the money somewhere else? Those type of hypothetical questions are the type of questions that every front office pretty much does in the offseason. Say, who are the guys that are not, I don't want to say expendable, but who are the guys where their contracts are just too good not to pass up and release. But but that's where I'm at with it. I'm not too upset if Blake Martinez is remains here or leaves. I'm pretty indifferent about it. I love Martinez as a player. I think he fits that New York Giants type of, he's a New York Giant type of player. I don't really know how to explain it, but we look at Blake Martinez's contract here, and this is like I'll pull it up on the screen for you guys. This is, if anybody, I know you're a Blake Martinez fan,
I am a
big
big
time,
Blake Martinez
and
fan.
this is, and
So
I
every
don't want
time
to scare
somebody says
you.
he's gone, bro, I'm just like,
I don't want to scare you, but this contract just looks. I mean, look at this. If those of you, all right, we're not getting no ads here. Xfinity, you are not sponsored. So let me put that up real quick. If you look at this contract here, Blake Martinez, the cap hits 14. Look how much they pushed back his contract. $14 million. Huh?
Can you zoom in a little bit? It's so small.
Let me see if I can. How do I? What's the zoom in button? F9?
Isn't it Control Plus?
Let me see. Yes, it is. Yeah, you're the computer guy. I'm not. I'm not. So if you look at the contract here, $14 million he's due by the end. In the 2022 season. That's because we pushed his contract back so much. We structured it so much. We kind of backloaded it a little bit. We pulled a Howie Roseman a bit, kind of backloaded to the max. And it's not really anyone's fault. I mean, we had to do that to create some cap space. But look at that, $5 million of dead cap. If you got to think, if another GM comes in here and says, man, we can save $9 million with a team that is so like tight on cap space right now, that $9 million could really be beneficial. I'm not saying it's a good idea, not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying it's something to think about, and for us not to be surprised if that type of thing happens. So there's that. We went on a tangent a little bit with Blake Martinez, but
it's something that needs to happen, right? Because
I know what you're saying, man.
I just don't see why would we sign them, right? We basically have them for 2 years,
then get rid of them.
One of those 2 years, it's been kind of a wash right now, and then get rid of them, right? They haven't even been that bad.
I know, I completely understand, but remember, availability is the best ability. These guys get hurt. I mean, Blake Martinez doesn't get hurt a lot. This was his only year he's had. It's very unfortunate. This is Blake Martinez's only year where he was really, where he was out for the season, even missed a game. He didn't even miss a game with us last time. He had a little bit of a knee injury last year with us, but he came right back in the game. He was fine, and that was towards the end of the season on top of that. So Blake Martinez, trust me, I would love to see him back as much as anybody else, but he's probably a guy that could be out of here. James Bradberry, the same. Let me pull up James Bradberry's contract as well. But let's see
why
here.
is So I'm still in school, I still got project stuff to do. So I'll be juggling. So right now I'm juggling, kind of doing this and just trying to finish up printing out this one thing, and my printer's been unplugged and I've been freaking out. Why isn't my printer working? So let me plug this thing in real quick.
And that's a sigh of relief, isn't it?
Right? I'm like,
don't you always like, thank God, it's just something
print,
stupid.
I'm pressing the power button and I'm like, oh, it's unplugged or something. Let me just take a look real quick. Where is the power plug? Why is it unplugged? What in the world? Don't mind me.
I got you. Let me read a little bit of the chat real quick. Let's see. Max Webster says the Hub got the Martinez jersey. That's why he's bent on him being back. That's what it is. That's definitely what it is.
That's definitely part of it. I'm not going to lie to you.
He wants him to stick around. I feel you there, man. I want Blake to stay. Just leave it alone. I feel you, but if it makes anyone feel better, maybe Blake Martinez stays and a guy like James Bradberry goes. Let's check it out here, guys.
But why would we get rid of either of them, bro?
Because remember, I can definitely see James Bradberry leaving. Because remember, like I said, this is thinking that Dave Gettleman won't be back. So if Dave Gettleman is not back here and a new GM comes in here, he wants his own team. So he's not going to, just like what Dave Gettleman did when he came here. He got rid of all the Jerry Reese free agent signings that were signing huge contracts, right? Damon Harrison was out of here. Olivier Vernon, out of here. Jason Pierre-Paul, out of here. Everybody, Janoris Jenkins, out of here. Within the first year, they were all gone. Besides Olivier Vernon, I think he stuck around to the end of the season. Correct me if I'm wrong. But a new GM, they want their own free agent guys. They don't want to sign anybody. They don't want to have anybody on payroll for huge contracts that they didn't want here. That they didn't bring in here in the first place. So you look at James Bradberry's contract and you look at how much we're paying our cornerback number 2, Adoree Jackson, who's I think under.
How much is he making?
Yeah, let's pull that up real quick. We'll go back to James Bradbury. Adoree Jackson.
I still got Bradbury's pulled up. So this year his cap hit. Wow, can you guys hear that?
Yeah, it's not very loud though.
I was about to say because this, you got to be kidding me, bro. It jammed. You got it. I don't. Printer jam.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just finished. I took 2 midterms today back to back too. So this is great.
Yeah.
This is great.
Taj World says Shep is a Reese guy. Yeah, he is a Reese guy, but Dave Gettleman is going to completely reset his own whole thing. I mean, he was the one that re-signed Shepard. Taj World. He resigned, so that was under Dave Gettleman's kind of his contract. That was his contract that even though Reese drafted him. So there's that. But Adoree Jackson, you got to remember, look how much money is going towards those 2 cornerback spots. Adoree Jackson is being paid $16 million, $16.5 million next year, and has a $4.5 million cap. That's one thing I like about Dave Gettleman, man. He knows how to get us out of contracts if things don't work out.
Wouldn't you say that's Kevin Abrams though? We've said that a couple times. Kevin Abrams is a contract guy.
I guess so. I don't know. I all I know is that I don't think it was like that with Jerry Reese around. Whether it was Kevin Abrams or Dave Gettleman, they really did a good job in orchestrating these contracts to where if things don't work out as an insurance plan, if things don't work out, we may sign these guys to big money and big guaranteed money, but we're going to give all that guaranteed money now. And then towards the end, 2023 comes around. We can't get rid of him in 2022. I'm not looking at the wrong year. 2022, Adoree is locked up. His dead cap is $18 million. We'll be paying more to him in dead cap than we would be in 2022. But in 2023, his dead cap.
So for dead cap this year for James, it's 19 million. Next year it's 9, right?
Okay,
but his cap hit next year is 21 million.
Right. Okay, so his cap hit next year, James Bradbury is 21. Let me see.
21 million. Then his dead cap would be 9 million.
9 million. Yeah. See. So he's a guy that could be out of here. Maybe a guy like Blake Martinez stays, or they both go, or we both keep him. And there's so many different ways you can go with this. You don't know what the mindset is of this new GM coming in here, because I don't think Dave Gettleman's staying, unfortunately. But all that is all speculation at this point. But you could see those guys leaving, and that wraps us all the way back to Jabril Peppers, where this started from.
And with Jabril Peppers, I think we could both agree. I don't see how he's back here. It would just be a loss in the locker room, honestly, and that's it. Because we already have people on the roster to replace him. I don't want to. If Jabril Peppers is gone, I swear to God, we better not draft a safety or spend money on a safety. Right. We have Xavier McKinney. We have Julian Love. All right, those two are going to be good enough. Notice how I didn't say Logan Ryan, because I'm assuming he's going to be gone as well. He's been really bad this year, right? But I think Julian Love and Xavier McKinney will be good enough. And then I've seen reports, scouting reports, from back when the draft happened. Excuse me. And I've seen people tell me that Aaron Robinson, our rookie cornerback, even has the ability to play safety as well. So, I mean, if Jabril Peppers is gone, we better not spend any type of capital on a safety, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But, I mean, for depth reasons, I'm not the biggest fan of Julian Love, I'll be honest with you. So, for depth reasons, we have a decent amount of picks in this draft. I wouldn't mind going mid-round to get us a safety if we have to, and see where that goes for there. I'm definitely with you. Big capital money, signing a big free agent, or even drafting a high round pick on a safety, I probably would not do. I'd rather keep around Jabril Peppers, but we'll see what happens there. But other news, speaking of moving and moving pieces around, Evan Ingram.
This man should have been gone last year.
Evan Ingram.
Remember when the Cardinals traded for Zach Ertz? That should have been Evan Ingram.
How much was it?
I don't care what it was. It should have been Evan Ingram.
I know. I know.
But
how
much? Fourth round pick or something.
No way.
Yeah.
A fourth? No.
Yes, bro.
No. For a guy that's like 32.
Zach Ertz trade. That's all I got to look up.
I got to see this. Evan Ingram is playing this year on his 5th year option and can enter free agent.
I was wrong. It wasn't a 4th round pick, bro. It was a 5th round pick.
It's a 5th round pick. Okay. That's the thing. What the hell are we gonna get for Evan Ingram?
I would take a 5th round pick.
I guess I would too, but we have so many picks in this draft. I mean, are we really? I don't know. I try to drive. I try to add Ingram into a package. I want a package deal.
With who?
I
Or
don't
with
know.
what?
I don't know. I give like Ingram and one of our 4ths for something good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ingram and one of our 4ths is for someone that really can make an impact on this roster. That's preferably on their rookie contract.
If I'm trading Ingram, I don't think I'm trading him for a player. I'm going to trade him for just more draft capital, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. Trade him for a punter, Duran. You crazy? I like Riley Dixon. I know he has.
Well, a lot of people want Riley Dixon gone just because his cap hit is high.
Dude, he makes like I know he makes a lot for a punter, but he makes like $2 million.
Like $2 million,
dude.
Man.
Guys, get out of here. Y'all are really cheap.
Find other players to cut to make up more than $2 million.
Y'all are really cheap. Ryan will be here. Pretty sure it's more cost effective to keep him than cut him next year. I didn't look at his.
Oh yeah, then pull up Logan Ryan's thing then.
Yeah, let's check Logan Ryan's real quick. Yeah, because I'll listen. Logan Ryan's a good leader of men. He gets the guys rallied up, but he has not been playing well this season. He has not been playing well. His awareness has been way off. Oh my God, holy moly, guys, check this out. What a contract this is. This was I'll admit is a bad contract by Dave Goodham. I'll zoom up for you guys. Yeah, I'll zoom up. I'll admit, guys,
this year, oh my God, his dead cap would be $18 million this year. Jesus
Christ.
This
year, and because he got a lot of guaranteed, I guess. But look at 2022. Damn. We can't do it, dude. We cannot do anything with him in 2022, and he's going to be making $12 million.
But no, by the way, it would be more cost effective to cut him. It would we gain $1 million, but it doesn't matter because we still lose 11. So it would be more cost effective to cut him.
Oh man, at that point, I mean, you don't get rid of him then. At that point, I'm not. Holy moly. Because especially if we don't keep around Jabril and we lose Logan, I mean, that we're really at a loss in that position. Man.
My God.
Wow. That's a contract, guys.
And you know what's funny? I mean, like a lot of people, when we kind of extended him this offseason, were like, wait a minute, why did we extend him? A lot of people did have that opinion.
Wow. Oh, yeah. I was the one with that opinion. I was like, I liked Logan Ryan. He was great for us. I wouldn't mind bringing him on a 1-year contract, probably worth the same money, if not a tiny bit more. But, man, we brought him back for too much, man. And on top of that, I was like, listen, you got Jabril, you got young talent here. Let them play.
Yo, Durant, that is such facts. That could have definitely been money for Dalvin, bro. 11 mil. That's exactly what he signed for. He signed for around 10 in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did he
That's
really?
That's crazy to think. Yeah, his contract was cheap.
No way. I thought he was signed for 16.
Bro. 60. Ain't no way he went for 16. Hold up.
Really?
Where am I getting this number 10 million from then, bro? Wait. I could be tripping. Where am I thinking 10 million from?
Where did I get 16 million from? Hold on.
Yeah, 2-year, $22 million contract.
What?
Yeah. Did you forget that? Bro.
Oh, no, yearly cash? Oh,
it's crazy to think about. If we just didn't extend Ryan, we probably have enough to have Dalvin back. That's kind of crazy, bro. That's kind of crazy.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. Oh my
look at
God,
it. Oh, his contract is based on options. So this is avoidable.
He could contract. He could be out after his first year, right?
They could pretty much cut him after 2022 and not give him any of this money. He did sign a bigger contract, but the way they orchestrated it was he's locked up. Like, it's basically incentive based. So if he plays well these 2 years, they'll keep going and keep going and keep going. Damn, that's a bargain, man.
Beyond a bargain, yeah.
Wow. And it's, hindsight's 2020 as always, but look at our run defense right now, man.
No, I would definitely put 12 million into Dalvin over putting 12 million into Logan, bro. 100%.
Oh hell yeah.
All day, every day.
Oh hell yeah. That's a bad move by Dave Gill, man. I cannot defend that. That's a bad move.
Mm-hmm.
That's just flat out a bad move.
That's a terrible move, 100%.
Like forget about the Leonard versus Dalvin situation. It's
you could have both. You could have won
Logan.
You could have 100% had both of them.
Exactly. Wow.
And then if we're going to continue to talk about bad decision, this one is on Dave Gellman, and I think so more so the coaching staff, because it was kind of a talking point on Twitter today with Marcus Golden. Marcus Golden he did well with the Cardinals last year. He's come back and he's doing well
again. That's heartbreaking, man. That is heartbreaking.
Golden proved to us off his ACL tear in 2019 that he could still be a legit pass rusher. And for some reason in 2020, this is where the coaches, not specifically Patrick Graham, this man did not use him. Remember, in 2020, we were starting Zimenez and Carter over Marcus Golden, and it was clear that Marcus Golden was better because he's a proven 10-sack-a-year pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
And that reason was because Golden couldn't cover, which is we saw it last year. We're seeing it more this year, which was Patrick Graham coaching his scheme over the players rather than trying to coach the players and not the scheme. And because of that, we traded him for what, a 6th-round pick. And he's continuing very good production over in Arizona. Imagine if we had Marcus Golden and Azeez Ojulari.
And the thing, but here's the thing though. I can understand why we didn't. Well, I don't see us having Azeez and Marcus, because Marcus can't cover. Azeez, when I look at him on film, he doesn't cover either. He's not covering on any downs. This Lorenzo Carter always covering on the other side. So maybe we kept Marcus, we don't get Azeez. So if that was the case, I'll keep Azeez because he's younger. But at the same time, man, Marcus at the time, I would have kept Marcus Golden. Cheaper contract. You basically would have had Marcus Golden, Dalvin, and Leo and Dexter all on that line. Get rid of Logan Ryan. Allocate that money somewhere else. I don't know, man. That's bad. A very nice stream, if I say so myself. I appreciate that, Yvettes. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Yvettes.
Well, we go into all things New York Giants over here, guys. Contracts and all. But after 4 years of us talking about this, it might actually happen. Like this feels like a dream.
I don't know, bro. I don't think so. Because you said, we've been talking about it for 4 years.
Yeah, but the thing
I don't think they're going to trade him.
I just don't see it as a coincidence how he's out of practice, and then now there's multiple reports that he's active on the trade block.
The only reason those reports even exist is because he's out of practice. It's causation more so than correlation, bro. I think it's causation more than correlation because Evan Ingram, people forget because he had one healthy year, which turned out to be his worst year, which was last year. Other than that, he's been injured every single year. I wouldn't put it out the realm of possibility that the man just got nicked up and he had to sit out. Honestly. So, I mean, and the Giants, even if he was on the trade market, like you said, bro, 4 years. We've never traded this man. He's given us every single reason to be traded.
Yeah, man, and I'm hoping it's like a Super Bowl caliber team that just needs some depth at the tight end position, or just needs a weapon, right? Just needs a guy that can be another option there for the offense.
What are they giving us? Why specifically a Super Bowl caliber team?
Because no other team would want a tight end that's pretty much not been great and on his 5th-year option. He's going to be a free agent this year. Any other team would just wait. But if there's a team that thinks I want to win now, I'm going to trade for my pieces now. Championship teams are only going to do that. The Bills,
because the only two teams that I would consider that before the season started was the Bills and the Cardinals. The Cardinals already made the move.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills, go ahead, man, make your thing.
Hey, man, I'm thinking even a team like the Rams.
Tyler Higbee is good.
Tyler Higbee's good, but Evan Ingram as another option there, I think would be good. And you don't have to keep Evan Ingram there because he's on his contract year on a 5th-year option. You basically have him for free. Rams are going to have him for free. Whatever pick they give us, probably a 6th or 5th or something like that. They can have another option there to try to make a push.
You know what's another legit option, but unfortunately won't happen because it's going to be obvious when I see the team name, the Cowboys. But
I know.
Obviously, like I said, it's going to be obvious why it won't happen once I say the team name.
Yeah, and actually, that actually makes a lot of sense too. The Cowboys. They have Dalton Schultz, they have Blake Jarwin, they got guys that are serviceable. They just don't have guys that could possibly take the top off like an Evan Ingram can. But they probably wouldn't even want Evan Ingram because they're in the division, so they've been paying attention close to Evan Ingram. They know he's trash. I want a team that doesn't really watch Evan Ingram.
Every single team has scouts that watch, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know they got Dawson Knox and the Bills there to ran, but call me crazy. If Evan Ingram could just catch, he's better than Dawson Knox, bro.
Green Bay could be a team knocking. Tanyan ain't nothing.
They got Tanyan though, bro. They got Tanyan.
He's been doing nothing this year, though. I mean, he was looking good last year.
Maybe Green Bay does make the call because they got no receivers right now.
Right, they're depleted.
Who knows?
They play this Thursday. Well, Evan Ingram wouldn't play this Thursday, but the trade deadline's coming up, man. It's coming.
Highlight that Marjorie comment, which is related to this.
Jeremy Fowler. And NFL insider Jeremy Fowler reported Wednesday morning that multiple teams are expressing interest in 5th-year tight end. There's generally affinity league-wide for his skill set. And that's what I could appreciate. I mean, these teams, they want Evan Ingram for his potential. This is what I like about NFL coaches, and this is what I like. This is what gives me hope about, if we have a trash player, that he could still be traded. Because Evan Ingram, I wouldn't necessarily say he's trash. He's just so inconsistent, and just, obviously he needs to be coached up to get better hands or whatever the case may be. But he has a lot of talent and untapped potential. Coaches could be thinking, hey, I can do something with this guy. Bring him in here and I can do something with. We'll make him a winner. Boom. That's how you get him out of there. I hope he has a league-wide respect like that. I hope they appreciate his skill set, and I hope they freaking pay an arm and a leg for him. I would cry if we get anything close to a fourth. I would cry if we got.
I don't
fourth.
see us getting anything above a fourth. I think fourth is the max we'd probably get for him, to be honest with you.
Because what I'm thinking is that if it's a Super Bowl caliber team, right? He's young. I mean, he's 27. I guess he's young. He's young. He hasn't gone on a bigger contract yet. He's still on his first contract and his 5th-year option, so he's getting paid nothing compared to other tight ends. He can be brought up as a second option. He won't have to be a number 1 tight end, let alone be a number 1 target. I mean, there's so much positive you can get out of Evan Ingram, that he doesn't need to be a star player for you, but it would help a Super Bowl caliber team. That I hope a team like Green Bay, like the Rams, like Buffalo would overpay for Evan Ingram and give us a freaking fourth. Oh my God, that would be great. But I mean, like you said, that's the max. I don't really see that happening, but I'm gonna hope for that one. That's even if he's traded, but still.
So let me ask you that: how
the Vikings?
Don't they have Irv Smith? Is he injured?
Irv Smith's he's not great though. He's nobody you're not going to be like, oh, I don't want to trade because I already got a tight end. I mean, he's not great.
He's serviceable. What? He's the third option there. They got Thielen, Jefferson, and then Irv Smith. So
yeah, but
he's good enough for his place.
Right, he's good enough, but is he good enough that you don't want to add a second tight end in there? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it all depends on how much you're going to be giving up.
Yeah, it all depends, of course, but I'm not going to sit here
he
and
is
say
IR.
Irv Smith
Okay,
keeps
then.
me. He is IR. Okay, but I even so, I wouldn't sit here and say Irv Smith would keep me from getting another player in here.
What they should do is trade him to the Steelers and get me Pat Fryermuth, but it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
Man, think about Dave Gettleman called the damn Pittsburgh GM like that.
So I got this guy Evan Ingram. All right. You got Pat Fryermuth. You need a more experienced player. Give me Pat Fryermuth. I'll give you Evan Ingram straight up.
Straight up. Straight up.
You getting a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Rocky. You're getting a Pro Bowler.
I got a Rocky.
Okay.
Evan is gonna help your quarterback.
He's gonna help the quarterback, Big Ben. Big Ben. Sorry. He gonna help him get to the Super Bowl.
Oh man. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I honestly, I am with you. This is probably more causation than correlation. But we'll see. Let me look at this chat. Giants are more traditional tight end team. They are, but I mean, as far how the NFL is working now, tight ends are more athletic, and Evan Ingram kind of fits the.
Yo, bro, who's gonna refuse this package, bro? Evan Ingram and Kyle Rudolph and a 5th-round pick, bro. Who's gonna refuse that package?
Everybody.
Give me Gronk, bro. Give me Gronk. Give me old man Gronk.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I don't even know who I would under the tight end I would swap for, but I don't think they would do tight end swaps. You probably get another position out of that.
I would prefer if they do go for capital for the future, honestly.
Yeah, but we'll see, man. We'll see. But we got the I guess we got the Chiefs to talk about now. The Chiefs preview. I mean, is that what we have?
Was there any injuries we missed?
I mean, besides Jabril, there was nothing. We pretty much came out of that game healthy.
Oh, yeah. So, all right, then let's talk about, before we get to the Chiefs, when do you expect the other injury guys to come back?
I was just about to ask that. Who are we expecting back?
I don't think anybody's coming back this week. And I don't want them to, honestly.
are we expecting a Sterling Shepard back? He was game day decision last week.
Maybe Shepard actually, yeah, because of the fact you just said he was game day last week. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
Shepard is back, but
So
I
Sterling Shepard, I don't think any of Kenny may come back.
I was gonna say I don't want, nor do I believe the following guys should come back on like this week against the Chiefs.
Okay.
Saquon, keep him out until after the bye week, in my opinion. Andrew Thomas, keep him out until after bye week, in my opinion, as well. I mean, he's on IR, so he is gonna be out until after bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Galladay, I'm kind of iffy on. Maybe bring him back against the Raiders, but we would have known by now, in my opinion. Or if he's healthy enough, we would have known by now if he's playing against the Chiefs. I don't want him to be a game day decision because he's been nicked up since the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever he's healthy, I need to know like from several days before. That way, I know he's fully healthy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Rather than being a game day decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is there anybody else that I'm missing?
Kadarius.
Those the main guy. Kadarius. Oh my god. He might be the one dude I rush back. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Get back on the field. How'd that ankle feel? Let's tape it up real quick.
Exactly, bro. We need young Joker out there, bro.
Here's
times we only saw like a game and a quarter of him, but there's times in that game and a quarter where he looked unstoppable.
Here's where my mindset is. I have the same mindset as you, but I have my situation flipped. I'm rushing back Kenny Galladay, and I'm not rushing back Kadarius.
But Kenny's been injured since the season before the season even started.
I feel you on that, but who I feel like is gonna give us more long-term success is Kadarius towards the end of the season, and I want to make sure he's back healthy. And like Kenny, I'm gonna see what I can get with Kenny. He's just gonna be another. I'm not gonna play him too much in this game if he's.
I'm not gonna pay him too much.
No, play him. Yeah,
I'm not gonna pay him too much, bro.
I wish, but
oh my god,
I'm not gonna play him too much in this game if he does play. But he's not a guy. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think Kenny really fits this offense.
No. This is where I'm gonna disagree. He does. We talked about it all.
But we don't use him. It's like
exactly
we don't use
him properly.
So
is that a surprise to you?
That's why I want to rush him back. That's why I want to rush him back. See what we can get out of him.
Is it honestly a surprise that he's not being used properly? Honestly,
is it a surprise?
You know what's hilarious? We joked about it. We said if Jason Garrett don't know what to do with these weapons, man, I don't know what to say. We joked about it, but that's legitimately what it was for like the first week. And then he caught fire a little bit in the second week, and then he went back to being trashed the third week.
Right.
Then the fourth week once again was good, and then week 5 was bad, but that was when all the injuries happened. It was just terrible all around.
And even when Kadarius Toney was going in those early weeks and he was barely getting receptions, they were calling curl routes for Kadarius Toney, like just spot routes, not even curl routes, just spot routes. Find the open zone. I mean, Kadarius Toney, although he's good on the spot routes because he obviously finds that open zone, catch the ball, and get those yards after the catch. He needs those, breaking routes, man. He needs those whip routes. He needs those angle routes. He needs quick slants and stuff like that. And they just don't give that to Kadarius Toney. But eventually, Jason Garrett's kind of like evolved this offense a little bit, opened up the playbook a little bit. I'm hearing Jerry Shaplinski has a big influence on that as well in opening up the playbook. Like that Philly special was Jerry Shaplinski, not Jason Garrett, which I was like, damn, here I am trying to give Jason Garrett some credit. And then Joe Judge went out and said that was Jerry Shaplinski. So that's great.
Maybe Jerry Shaplinski should be our offensive coordinator.
I know a lot of people said that. A lot of people said if Jason Garrett leaves, a lot of people want who's the other dude, tight ends coach right now, assistant head coach.
Kitchens,
yeah, Freddie Kitchens. A lot of people want Freddie Kitchens there just because he was an offensive coordinator and a head coach. But I want to see what Jerry Shaplinski would do. Let's see. Okay, Kenny is less dynamic, but both dynamic. Both still.
But I'm pretty sure I was supposed to be. But
but still the 50-50 wide receiver. Yeah, and that's the thing though. I want Kenny back because. Like, I don't know. I think Kadarius Toney is more dynamic. I really want to make sure he's healthy. But with Kenny Galladay, I want to make sure, we have another body on the field that can drag away attention. Like, even if I don't go to, like, we haven't used Kenny Galladay so much where I'm like missing him on the field because there's nothing to really miss besides that one game against, I think it was against the Saints. He was 116 yards. Am I wrong? Or was it Atlanta?
I think it was the Saints. Yeah.
Okay, where he had 116 yards. That was his season high for us. It's not like I missed Kenny Galladay because I haven't seen much of Kenny Galladay. So I just want an extra body on the field.
Once again, we haven't seen him used properly. So
exactly. So
Yeah.
I want to see what he can do against a team like the Chiefs, who DeAndre Baker's probably going to be covering him. So that's barbecue chicken.
All right, yeah, let's get into the Chiefs game. All right, Giants fans.
There should be. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you, dude. This might be a shootout.
Oh my God.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. But their run defense is crap. Their pass defense is crap. We actually have if we get Sterling Shepard, like forget about Kenny. If the way we were moving down the field on Carolina, if we get Sterling Shepard back and have Slayton and have Dante Pettis, because he's been making plays, and Colin Johnson out there, I'm not saying these are world beaters, but we can do something against this Chiefs defense. What's wrong? By the way, they're not forcing any sort of pass rush.
Do you have any greeny green on you right now?
What's wrong with you? Look at Kansas
Do you have
defense.
any
green on you?
Do you have any of that?
I got the white powder.
You got that cocaine? Because there ain't no way this is gonna be a shootout, bro. What made my eyes hurt because I got so close to the light. Oh my God. Nah, bro. Why? What is with Giants fans and thinking this could be a shootout?
Why?
No.
Have you seen
bro,
this
we
Chiefs
know what our offense is, though. We do know what our offense is.
Yeah,
we went up against a terrible defense earlier in the year, week 3, with a healthier offense. And what did we do?
I completely got you on that. But I'm not in this sort of game with the shootout. A lot of people are thinking too much about Patrick Mahomes and his offense. I'm thinking more about their defense. Their defense is so god awful. Listen, every category that you can think of, they're terrible at. They cannot rush the passer. They cannot stop the run. They cannot stop the pass. They literally every statistical stat you could think of. The Chiefs are bottom.
But guess what? That sounded exactly like Week 3's Atlanta's defense.
I understand
that. Completely stunk up the joint against
that
defense.
That's unfortunate, and I understand that. I'm not saying here we're gonna win this game.
I agree with you because we're not gonna win the game, obviously. But I still think it's a little out of pocket to say it might be a shootout. What has this offense shown you?
By shootout, I mean like a 27-24. Huh?
Even that, what has this offense shown you that it could be close? Because we did go up against a trash defense, and we couldn't even do anything against them. Funnily enough, the 2 games we won against were against really good defenses. Crazy as that sounds.
I'm banking on this defense making plays to keep us in the game because of Patrick Mahomes' offense been struggling. I don't know what it is. They're just falling. I don't know. Here's the thing about dynamic offenses. You know why dynamic offenses never stick around? Because they are circled on game film to try to figure out how to stop these teams. And Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, all those guys have been together. Travis Kelce, all those guys have been getting together so long that they got so much film on them that I think teams were looking at their film 24 hours a day, trying to figure out how to stop this Chiefs offense. And I think teams are actually starting to figure it out. Now, if Patrick Graham
Jones?
is able to do Patrick Jones,
wait, what were you about to say?
Who's
Patrick Jones, bro?
Who's Patrick Jones?
That's what it sounded like you were about to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say Patrick Jones. I don't know where I was going with that.
Let me look that up. Is Patrick?
Yeah,
Jones
who's Patrick Jones?
Let me see.
Please don't tell me that's something.
Patrick.
It's someone embarrassing.
Oh, Patrick Jones II is Patrick Jones II. He was edge rusher out of this year's draft, out of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, yes, Pittsburgh.
It is somebody. Yes, I think I might have mocked him to us actually in one of my mock drafts. I could be wrong.
That was a close one. I hope I wasn't remembering a name from some other place.
Now.
But that being said, now if Patrick Graham can be like those other defensive coordinators and figure out that Chiefs offense, he needs to call somebody up, say, hey, Titans, how the hell did you do it?
Well, we have Adoree', right? Adoree's been covering Tyreek.
Adoree's been locked down on Tyreek Hill. Adoree' has been known to lock down Tyreek Hill. All right.
But that was Adoree' 2 years ago.
Yeah, but Adoree' has played the Chiefs a lot because the Titans and Chiefs have had a lot of meetings together.
That was fast.
Kush is all white.
That was fast. That was incredibly fast. Jesus. Okay.
Does Google Plus update that quickly? Oh my God.
Right. Wait, they had to have changed it because Google Plus doesn't exist anymore, right? They shut it down.
Oh yeah, well it's been that long.
It's
been that long since I've done anything with my account. But If we can count on this defense to make a couple plays, stop them a couple times, I'm not saying be the better players because here's the thing: none of our players outmatch this Kansas City offense. If we can just outsmart them and get them on their heels a little bit, make Patrick Mahomes throw an errant throw every once in a while. One of those gutsy throws he throws up. Be in position to make a play, force a fourth down. Be there at the right time to catch one of those crazy throws he makes and make an interception. Do something. You don't have to be the better player. Just be the smarter player and just force some stops and maybe give this chance. Like, here's a game where I'm thinking this offense has a chance to shine in prime time. The offense. I don't know about the defense, but the offense definitely has a chance to shine in prime time. We're not great running the ball, but this is a team that sucks running the ball, and so it can give us a good challenge to see what something's got to give. A team that can't run the ball versus a team that can't stop the run. Something's got to give. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
With me, I agree with you. If we're gonna win this game, it's not so much on the offensive side of the ball as it is on the defensive side of the ball. We're gonna have to see the defense that we saw against Carolina. Basically, we're gonna have to see a pass rush show up. Right. That's what it's gonna come down to for me. Our offense, I really do think, as crazy as it sounds, you know what? No, this is not crazy. Because let's call it what it is. All right. The Giants. Yes, we have 2 wins. We beat Carolina. The Giants are a bad team. Let's not forget this, all right? The Giants are a bad team because with their offense, you never know what you're going to get. And with their defense, up until this week, you knew what you were going to get, which was going to be a defense that can't stop most of the teams in the NFL. And now we're really saying, like, oh, my God, can they show up the same as they did against Carolina? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And I think that's what this game comes down to for me personally. The Giants being a bad team versus the Chiefs being a good team that's having a bad start. I think that's the difference.
It's all about can this Giants team capitalize on it? Can we take advantage of them having a bad season so far? And we know this Chiefs team is not terrible. It's just they're just not having a great couple of weeks. And if the Giants can take an advantage of that and shock the world, oh man, I'm not all right. I don't want to get too excited. Because obviously I want to slow down. We beat Carolina.
Let me ask you though, to shock the world, do we have to win or do we have to do what you say, which is keep it close in a shootout?
See, I know I want to win because too many times, like last year was our shock the world moment where we kept it close, right? Tampa Bay, we kept it close in that game. We were a 2-point conversion away from tying that game and going to overtime in Monday Night Football in prime time. So I don't want any more of that. I want to win. I want to find a way to win. This team had enough moral victories all season last season. We were like, well, we don't like moral victories.
Didn't we say at the beginning of the year, this is not a season where we could bank on moral victories? And I think it was in relation to the Cowboys game after the Cowboys lost to the Buccaneers, where we're like, yeah, the Cowboys are saying it's a moral victory. But for us, we can't say that, right? That was something we were talking about week 1.
Because we've had so many moral victories last season. How many games did we lose by so close? Like the Rams game, the Bucks game. I'm trying to think just from the top of my head. The Eagles game. So many chances we had to win those games. And, we came out of it with everybody saying, well, at least you tried. Great job, guys. Moral victory. You guys are getting better. I don't want any more of that. This team had expectations of making the playoffs. We were supposed to be at least with somewhat of a decent record.
I'm going to ask a terrible question right now.
Go ahead.
Is it our fault for setting those expectations? Should we have been a bit more realistic?
Yes and no. Yes, this is the Giants. No, by how much money this team has spent, how much talk has been going around, what the players have done to make us believe that. You saw all offseason how united they were. Freaking Logan Ryan recruiting people like this is the freaking Avengers or the Lakers for crying out loud. Like, we're just getting guys in here. We're have that winning mindset.
God.
Joe
Kenny
Judge
Galladay
in his press conference.
And Adoree Jackson back-to-back signings.
Yeah, Joe Judge in his press conferences makes us want to run through a wall. I mean, we had we were bamboozled in this year. I wouldn't blame any Giants fan for having the hope like that. If anything, I would be really upset I'm not really upset, but I kind of be disappointed in Giants fans that didn't think we were going to do anything this year, despite of everything that was done in the offseason, the draft that we had, I don't know how I would be disappointed if anybody was really down in the dumps about the season. Still, I'm like, what else do you have to see? But you know, hindsight is 2020, of course, and that's just not the case. But like I said, it's yes and no. This is the Giants. At the end of the day, we've been struggling for 10 plus years now. Every year we feel like we're going to be a lot better, and just hasn't happened. But I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, and Max says that he thinks the expectations did seem realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of with you, right? Both yes and no. Yes, because of everything you just said. And in addition to that, obviously the end of the season last year. But then no, the only reason I'd say no is because it's the second year in the new regime, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said this in my video last week where I was like, there's reasons to keep Joe Judge and his regimes. There's reasons to get rid of them. For the reasons to keep is because we're not even 2 years into it, right? We're a year and 7 weeks into it.
Mm-hmm.
We're a year. Think about it for a second. A year and 7 weeks into it. Not even a full 2 years, at least NFL season wise, right?
Yes, Marjorie.
What
Yes.
if we're all saying last year was a fluke? What if it's that this year is a fluke? We won't know until we have a third year out of them, right?
You're right,
That's
and
that,
that's
yeah.
why I had the suggestion. Maybe we keep everybody one more year,
Mhm.
more year, see what happens.
And this is something we've beaten to death, but we can't keep going with the 2 year cycle. It has to be a bit longer. It has to be a bit longer just so we could see what is the true, not necessarily identity, what is the true performance of this team under this coaching staff.
This is a very interesting take that you're taking here, because I know we were on the fence. We were talking about it a lot in these past couple of weeks, what the Giants should do. Seems like you're taking a position here. What changed your mind? What really
I'm gonna be honest with you, it
got
was
you?
while I was making that video and I
Mm.
was looking for reasons to defend them. And I was like, oh, well, I kind of convinced myself while recording the video, actually.
Yeah, it happens to me a lot.
Like, I kind of convinced myself because I was 100% going and saying this is why they should be fired. But then I realized, I mean, yo, what if this is the fluke? We're never going to know. It's a big chance to take, but we're never going to know until we have that third year to compare to the first two. And the third year is like this year, then it's obvious the first one was the fluke. But if the third year looks anything like the first year and we're actually winning this time, then that means this year was the outlier.
I completely agree, and you just took me off the fence, man.
Really.
You did, because we've been talking about it since what, week 2, when we've
Mhm.
seen this team is just garbage. No, I think it was after Atlanta where we're like, listen, this season's a wrap, right?
Mhm.
And we're like, what are we gonna do out here? And we listed all of the potential things we need to do. Keep them, keep a couple of them, get rid of everybody, And I'm with you, man. 2 years is not long enough, and I know Dave Gettleman probably overstayed his welcome, but if you want to start that model where you want to fire everybody at once and start a whole new, regime, then you got to keep Dave Gettleman for one more year. I know if he overstayed his welcome, definitely Joe Judge and Daniel Jones have not. So remember, they're on all different timelines. Dave Gettleman was 2018, Daniel Jones 2019. Joe Judge 2020. These are all on different timelines. You want to have your GM, your coach, and your quarterback around the same year. GM and coach for sure. Quarterback, maybe you can get away with 1 or 2 years with if you have those GM and coach with each other at least 1 to 2 seasons. But I'm with you, man. I think we keep this whole regime for one more season, especially if they have another strong finish.
And
If
guess
this
what?
team can somehow put up, like, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, guys, because we got this win. But if this team could finish with 7, maybe even 8 wins, that's crazy. If we get to 8 wins, but let's just
If we get to
hypothetically
8
say,
wins, not only is it crazy, I mean, it's even more reason to keep them, right?
exactly,
It will
if
be
we
our
get to
best record
7 or
since
8
what?
wins,
Since 2016?
exactly. And if people may be like, oh, listen, but they're still losing record. They still didn't make the playoffs. I get that. But you've seen this team, this regime specifically go from where were we at 2 years ago? Were we at 4-12 2 years ago?
4-12 2 years
4 and
ago.
12 to
6-10.
6-10,
So 8
and
and
then
8.
maybe
I mean,
to 7 or
8
8.
and 9, I think. 8 and 9 it would be
Okay,
for
yeah, yeah.
17 games.
To get to 8 and 9, I mean, that's
Steady improvement.
gradual. You're getting gradually better. Why would you want to just shut it down and restart after that? So that's actually a really good point you made.
And I
Guys,
was
we're
going to
gonna
say,
go ahead.
real quick before we do wrap it up,
Mhm.
what in the world? Logan. Yo, chill. Why'd you time out the all white dealer, bro? He didn't even say anything bad.
He's a boss, bro. He's a boss.
Anyway,
I
I
think
was
because
gonna
he was
say,
spamming a little bit.
including keeping the whole regime includes the players that we were just talking about with those
Mm-hmm,
contracts.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
guess what? One of the main reasons we want to get rid of them is because we're like, hey, these contracts are not good for the future. Well, just keep them that one more year, man, and see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But quickly before we end it, guys, throw out your questions, comments, real quick, guys. We're gonna be ending this up pretty soon. Kush, give me your predictions on it. It doesn't even need to be a score prediction. Just give us your honest assessment on what you think is gonna happen in this game, and if you want, give a score prediction.
I honestly think we're gonna lose, and I'm comfortable in saying that. This team
That's
hasn't shown me too
perfectly
much.
reasonable, man. Then
Right, this team hasn't shown me
nobody.
too much, man, for me to believe they could really go into Arrowhead
Right.
and beat the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs had a bad start, but that's why I emphasized into Arrowhead. Not that it matters anyway. We're for some reason we're a better away team than home team. So
Mm-hmm.
there's that. Um, I could see it going one of two ways. Oh, he was spamming. Okay, Sunday. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, so I thought. I thought it was
Okay,
fine.
so this could go one of two ways. Either we keep it close. I don't think it's gonna be a shootout, but if we keep it close, I'm seeing the scrappy game. I'm seeing like 17, maybe 20 points being the highest score, and we
Mm.
win. We come out close. But if we don't keep it close and we lose, I'm seeing it being a blowout. I'm not gonna lie to you. So it could go one of two ways.
Is it a
That
possibility?
third option of it being close and us winning, or it being close and being a higher scoring, I don't know. I just have a feeling it won't happen.
Is it possibility we get in Patrick Mahomes' head enough to at least get a defensive score in this game, and then that
If
keeps
we
us
could
in the
get
game?
if we could get pressure, then yes.
Yeah, and that's the
And
thing.
if
And,
I'll tell you
and
this,
that's another
if we
thing. Their
can get
offensive
pressure,
line. Remember
yeah,
how we said they built their offensive line again in one offseason? That actually backfired. It's terrible right now. It's so bad. Like they're on bottom
and I
of
was
the
gonna
league.
say, listen,
Hmm.
if we can get pressure on them, that changes everything for me. If we can get consistent pressure on the Chiefs, I think that's when I think we have a legitimate shot to win the game. But until
And I
then, I'm gonna
guess
say nah.
right, and I guess I'll give a little bit of a nugget here. Azeez Ojulari definitely played the most he's played all season in
Sixty-seven
that
percent of
Carolina,
snaps.
67% of snaps.
I still need it
And
to be higher. I need it to be 70 plus.
oh yeah, for sure. But he's gradually getting more snaps. From what I've seen so far, I'm only through the third quarter, and I know he was a big presence in the fourth quarter. That tells me, I saw him a little bit in the first, barely any in the second, but in the third and fourth quarter, he was pretty much their closer. He was pretty much
Mm-hmm.
the guy. He was on the field the whole time in the third or fourth quarter. He didn't start the game, and he did start the game, but he didn't play the majority of that beginning. But my quick prediction, I'm gonna have Giants unfortunately losing this game, and I'm gonna say I don't think Patrick Mahomes has like a spectacular Patrick Mahomes type day on this defense. I don't. Not saying the defense is good. I still think there's some stuff that needs to be worked out with that Chiefs offense that I think they're still going to struggle a bit. So I'm going to say the Chiefs win 27-20. 27-20. It
That's
could be
that's a
more than
really
that.
respectable score, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to say 27-20. I think the Giants start racking up field goals. They maybe score once or twice, but I think they rack up field goals and they try to get closer to the Chiefs. But I think the Chiefs ultimately pull it out. So, any final words before we end this, man?
Nah, man. Just make sure you guys check out KB's channel this Sunday. No, Monday night
Monday
actually.
night. Yeah.
Oh my God, we're gonna be competing with Peyton and Eli.
Oh man,
Who's
you know
gonna
what?
tune in, bro?
I might put up Peyton and Eli stream
Be
when we
honest with
watch
me.
it.
Who's gonna watch us over Peyton and Eli, bro?
They
I'm
gonna
gonna keep
watch.
it real,
They gonna
bro.
watch us together. They gonna watch
Exactly,
it together.
better. But
Yeah.
oh man, but yeah, it will be technically next week, not even this week on KB's channel, Monday night,
Mhm.
guys.
All right, guys. So that being said, I'm KB. That is the hub, and we will see you guys Monday night.